Alright guys, we're back at the GoPro. But after the compression test, so that one, as I said, was 139, and that was the wet cylinder. Well, I had my dad actually come down here and look at it. He's a mechanic, he has his own mechanic shop and everything, and he said that since that's wet, it's actually like lubing the cylinder, making it too high of compression. And so that's the side with the bad head gasket, and this side is good. So I got one of my old head gaskets right here, just because it's Saturday night, like late Saturday night. Let's see here. It's 12 or 11:31, and I'm just gonna take it apart, try and put my old head gasket in that side, and if it doesn't work, then I'll just have to wait until Monday to get some new gaskets. But I can't do anything until Monday, so I'm gonna give this a try and see if this works. But if not, then I'll just have to take it back apart again and get some new gaskets. But I'm see if this old gasket works and see if that fixes it. Yeah, and also I'm gonna suck all the coolant out, or as much as I can, just so I don't get that much coolant in the top end when I take the head back off of it. Alright, so change of plans. The sucker thing right there actually is broken somehow. So I'm just gonna have to take it apart like this then, I guess. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. So what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna undo this, my steering thing, and just move that to the side. And then what I wanna do is I wanna try, and since this was so hard to put on for some reason, I wanna try and just do it without having to take this off. But we'll see how that goes, because I might end up having to take it off. But we'll just have to see, because it looks like I could maybe get it all done in there, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so here I undid the vents and then got the coils out of the way, and then undid these two hoses and took off the cap for the thermostat, and then undid all the head bolts. And now I'm going to see if I can just pull the head up. And since all the wires are still plugged in and stuff, I'm just going to have to lift it up just enough to get that old gasket out of the PTO side and slip that new gasket in, which set it right here, and hope for the best. So I'm gonna get that done quick and see if that works. I would show you guys, but I can't really get a good angle of it. And then I also don't undo the steering, so I'll get that done and let you guys know what happens. So guys, I got the head lifted off of it here, and if you guys can see right there, I don't know what happened, but it just burned my gasket right in half. Like, here, I'll pull this out for you guys. Look, just burned it right in half. So that's the problem right there. I tried to wipe out the cylinder with coolant as much as I could, but I did notice too when I was trying to bleed it, it did start to smoke. That would explain it. And then I can see right there on the other side too, that little black spot right there. That one may be starting to melt a little bit too. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to pull that one out too and inspect that one. But geez, I wonder why it burned it up. Must not have seated properly or something. But I mean, there's my problem. So now I'm gonna pull that other O-ring off and inspect that and see how that is. So I'll let you guys know. Alright, so yep, that was part of this gasket that got crushed too, or something like that. So clearly when I was torquing the head down, this gasket somehow got out of its groove and must have got pinched or crushed. But yeah, that's no good either. So these head gaskets are junk. Well, here's my other one. So I'm gonna inspect these. Otherwise I gotta wait till Monday, and it's Sunday tomorrow, so she'll be down. But get these inspected, and otherwise it might just be worth it to get new ones. So we'll see. Alright, so I was thinking about it, and I mean, that took like maybe 5 minutes to take apart. So, I mean, it'll save me, I don't know. When I did my 700, these were like $35 or something. But that one also had 4, and this one's only 2. But I mean, it's not the end of the world if these ones don't work either. So I'm gonna take my chances and go with these, even though they were the original ones. But we'll see. I'll let you guys know if you can reuse these gaskets or not. This will be the test. So what I did here was I took the rear roller out and I jacked up the front. So now the skis are just off of the rollers. And I got the old head gaskets in there. As you guys can see. And I did that so that the coolant wasn't quite up to the gasket. And then I'm gonna wipe the gasket clean and wipe off the head and hopefully get it resealed up here. So hopefully this works, guys. So now I got the head bolts in and just set on there. Made sure that the old head gaskets were perfectly set in place before I put the head over it, and I snugged them up, and now I'm just gonna torque them down and do what Polaris says to torque them in, and hook everything up, and then probably run it first just to get that coolant out, because when I pulled the head off, a little bit of coolant got down in the pistons. I tried to wipe it off, but run it for a minute and then add the coolant, and then I'll compression test it. And they should be at 125. So I'll get that done and get back to you guys. So I got the head all torqued back down, and I got this hose just slid on for now. This one's not, because I still got to tighten down this. I just remembered. And then I can hook up my vents and tighten down my spark plugs and put my wires on. And I mean, that's it. That's how I will end this. I always forget to mention that. And I mean, that's just how easy the head is to pull off of these. You don't even have to pull your brace off. So if you gotta do some head gaskets or thermostat, I mean, it's not too bad to get to. I was able to slide my torque wrench through there, and let's finish getting her back together, guys. I got it all back together now. Spark plugs tightened, the wires back on, steering hooked up, clamps put on the wires and the vents and everything. I just gotta add some coolant to it, drop the jack down, and should be ready to fire up, and I'll let you guys know what happens. Alright, so I just fired it up, took like 4 or 5 pulls, and I fired it up, and it did not just try and push coolant right out. It sucked it down, had an air bubble, which is expected. All the coolant in there got drained. So now I'm gonna pull the spark plugs off and do a compression test, because it was like running for like 20 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever, good enough to push that stuff out. Well, we'll see on the compression test. So we'll do that now. All right, guys, so I think we did it. So as you guys can see there, 129. It's on my left cylinder here. And I already did that cylinder, and I had 131 on that cylinder. So let's see here, guys. It's 12:51. I might just go take it out for a quick little ride in the yard. I'm trying to get my coolant level stable first, and then yeah, I might take it for a little ride. But we'll see here because it's really late. So I figured I'd show you guys a little startup. So I filled up the coolant again, got the spark plugs back on and everything, and let's see, should start in one pole. Turn that on. Alright, and as you guys can see there, it's perfect. Level went down just a little bit, but runs really good. And it's not pressurizing the cooling system anymore. So there you guys go. So there you have it, guys. You can reuse your stock original head gaskets. I threw mine back in there because my old ones, as you guys saw over here, I have no idea why. This is from an SPI kit. Burned this one right in half, and it was about to on that one. So this was almost causing my one cylinder to hydro lock at, what was it, like 140 something PSI, and the other one 121. So then dropped it down to right around 130 there. And then I just went out for like a 10-minute ride to burn off all the oil that was in my exhaust and all that built up gas and stuff from all these short starts. Burn the coolant off of it that went everywhere. And now I just got to top off my coolant level. But I did bleed it out for a little bit, just to make sure that most of the air was out of it. Now I just got to finish the last bit of that. I retorqued my clutch to 80 again, which it didn't even move. It's like tighter than 80 now, so that's all good. And I gotta wait before putting the plastics on because there's like no other way to get to your coolant. But I mean, unless you have like some kind of special funnel. But now next step is to clean up my plastics here, get them all cleaned up and ready to be put on, and then this thing will be done. It ran great. After 10 minutes, it started to clear up, didn't smoke that bad. I topped it off with some fuel because I sucked out all the old stuff last year. And when I was out on the hill over there bleeding it actually was about to run out of fuel. So I got that all topped off and good to go, and it runs really good. So I just gotta get the plastic cleaned up, put on there, and then I can look through all the settings and make sure the temp's all good and stuff on the cluster. But there it is, guys. Putting a crank in the 2013 Rush 800 and doing a Pro R swap. Thanks, guys.